Welcome all to AR Fitness and Athletics. We are on episode number 13. And before we start into our topic today, I'd like to remind everyone that we do have a comment section, so please leave your comments. Also, please leave any questions that you might have in a way for me to contact you. And do not forget to hit like and subscribe. And please tell a friend about this program if you think it's beneficial, if it's been helping you. We hope it has been. So please let them know about this program, and hopefully we can expand our base of people. Now, as we normally do on this program, we are going to get to work. I've been around the fitness field for many, many years now, probably going on to 35 years. And I've come across many, many different nutrition programs, many, many different training programs, many lifestyle change programs. And I've seen success in all these things and in many different ways. So when it comes to nutrition, I've seen many different nutritional habits that work, many different training techniques and methods that work. And I always get asked, which one's the best? And we've gone through this. It's not necessarily what's the best. What is the most common element in the success of all these things that I've seen over the years all boils down to one thing, and that's self-discipline. If you notice the people that succeed at what they're doing, whether it's physical activity, whether it's work, whether it's academics, whatever it is, they succeed because they have self-discipline. I'm going to read you the dictionary definition of self-discipline that I have in front of me right now. Self-discipline, the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. When we hear the word discipline, we often take it as a negative thing, to be disciplined. And if you read the textbook definition of discipline, it is seemingly almost a deterrent. Self-discipline, however, is not. It's actually the opposite. It's the positive end of it. With discipline, you get what you want. There's a struggle, there is some sacrifice, but the end result is what you want. As opposed to self-indulgence, where what you want or what you get is a very fleeting moment. What you end up with is always regret and disappointment because it doesn't get you any further than the moment that you received it. Whereas with self-discipline, you have a goal in mind. There's a target, and this requires some sacrifice. It requires some work. But in the end, if you choose self-discipline, you are very well rewarded. For me to just say you should be self-disciplined is very easy, but it doesn't work that way. There is something involved. There is work involved. There's a method involved. So how do we obtain self-discipline? Well, it's much like what you've already been doing when you started into activity or change your activity or up your challenge with physical activity. You need a goal. You need to be focused on that goal. So a great way to start into self-discipline is by writing things down, much like we did at the beginning of this program. So we're going to have a goal, we're going to write it down. What do we want to achieve? And it should be something visible, something that you see every day, because we do need to remind ourselves why we're doing things, because it does get difficult at times. And it's very easy for us to talk ourselves out of things and a little bit harder to talk ourselves into things. So we need that reminder. We need to know what our goal is, because if we know what our goal is, it's much easier to convince ourselves to pursue it, regardless, again, of the definition, regardless of outside or even internal negativity, things that will stop you from getting to your goal. Outside negativity might be your friends saying, leave that alone, come with us, we'll have some fun. Internal negativity is, like I just said, convincing ourselves that, well, I can skip today. There's no harm in that. It's bad weather. That's an excuse enough not to do my activity, hit the gym, go to the pool. It's very easy to convince ourselves that we should just put aside our activity. That becomes a habit. And again, we can have good habits and bad habits, but self-discipline is really the work that we put into a good habit. So we want to avoid talking ourselves out of things. The good part about working on self-discipline is that self-discipline eventually becomes routine, which is what we've been after. When you do things often enough, it becomes ingrained in you, becomes part of your day, becomes part of who you are. So being afraid to become more self-disciplined, you shouldn't have that fear, because again, it becomes routine, and routine becomes much easier to deal with, something you don't even think about. Like we mentioned before, it would be equivalent to brushing your teeth. You've done it for so long, it's just automatic. You don't even think in the morning that you get up, you go to the bathroom, and you start brushing your teeth. Much the same with physical activity. Once you've developed this pattern of getting up and going to play your sport, being active, going for a walk, going to the gym, it becomes part of your lifestyle. You don't even think about it anymore, but it is self-discipline. So this is something we definitely want to practice as far as physical activity goes, and anything else in our lives. If we apply a little bit of self-discipline, we are much more guaranteed to get what we want. The tough part, again, is making sure that we don't have those negative influences, whether it be outside influence or internal influences, turning us around and convincing us to not achieve our goal. So again, you can look up methods as to how to work on your self-discipline, but I believe it's something that you've already started if you've been watching this program. The great thing with self-discipline is that for a minimal amount of effort, you come out with a great reward. When it comes to physical activity, that effort being doing your activity, challenging your teammate on the field, going to the gym and giving it your all every day, or if it's just going outside and doing your daily walk. The great thing about achieving self-discipline is that for a minimal amount of time investment, you get a very big reward. And as far as physical activity goes, that reward is good health, it's achievement, it's accomplishment, it's all those positive things. And once again, when we achieve something physically, it increases our mental positivity and our emotional positivity, and all that, once again, creates a great blend, and this is what makes us better at what we are and who we are. So let's try and practice some self-discipline. Avoid the negative things. Avoid the negative comments. Avoid the negative people. And if you can't avoid them, then tackle them straight on. It's, no, I need to do what I set out to do. No, I will not be swayed from my goal. You have to stand firm. It is an effort, but you can do it because you've done it up till now. I hope you have a great takeaway from this episode. I think we can keep moving forward and moving ahead with the things that we are doing. I believe you are in the state of mind at this point that you can continue with your program, whatever it might be. And if you need any help, please ask some questions. I will get back to you. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed doing it. We'll see you next time.